Dear teachers and students of all schools from all countries, helping us to type everything, and their parents, grandparents, everyone else, right? Volunteers everywhere. So thank you so much for typing, and here it is, more updates for all of us. We really appreciate your participation. Is also because it's important for people to understand the process and type everything. All those 550 videos, every school needs to type themselves. They cannot copy from others. They need to type themselves. Middle and high schools have to type everything with the help of their teachers, parents, grandparents. Okay? And get it ready. Very good. Let's do it and understand the process and how and why we came to the final version. Okay, let's get ready. We see you soon. Alright, my friends, here we are. Let's keep going with some more updates, and we really appreciate your cooperation. Okay, so let's go. For desert villages, yeah, it's a lot to plan for the deserts, right? Okay, so before December 20th, I think that's a good day. Every village, in decimals, so 10, 20, 30, 40, and keep going, will be ready entirely, for those first families to arrive. So those families here that are part of those numbers here, they are ready at the desert supporting count. So they're already going to be there at supporting cities, supporting cities, counties, right? But at the hotels, right? They're already there, okay? They have to be there, all right? And they will arrive first on the first days, okay? And leave the other families that have 8 years old plus for the following days until the 28th, December 28th, 6 p.m., no more. Everyone should be there. How are we going to do that? All right, we're going to work every day from the 20th to the 28th, just delivering people, using trains, using buses, whichever is local, right there, right? Using buses until the train station, because they're gonna use proper trains, right? So we have to make the train tracks, everything, the village themselves, all right. So first, families with 15 years old and older, where they're going? They're gonna arrive on the 20th and 21st, 22nd, all right? And families with 8 years old and older, right? They're gonna arrive here 26, right? 26. All right, so that will be really good. All right, 26, 27, 28, towards the other days. All right, how are we gonna do that? Okay, so everything needs to be ready before the 20th, right? For new families to arrive. So they already arrive on the 20th to the 28th of December. We are not going to change the year. Our year 2023 will be the year 1, because it's a new humanity and we have to start fresh, we have to start new, okay? So we're gonna all the history, right, historical facts, we're gonna redo it, so year before the organization, 2, 3, 4, 10, 100, 1,000, okay? But yes, we're gonna be the year 1, 2023 is the year 1. All right, let's go over some details. All right, how are we gonna do that? So towards the 20th, right, these first days, gonna be the last villages in the inner land, okay? For the entire, and every village will have 140 families. That's really reasonable. Apartments gonna be really narrow, have windows on both sides, and in a basic, very simple structure with clay and things to cool down ACs on the wall and everything we said. So here I have two examples. This is Africa. So inner land will be those, towards the line here, the limit line going that way. So the first families to drop off are those closer to this line. And the same for people that way, right, that have other supporting cities. So right here, right, those families are the first. So they only start with the last family, you see? All right, so start dropping people off in the last family. So here we have no train passing through. For the last 5 miles, there's no train connection. We might make it to a full stop with a big board painted, 10 by 10. As soon as the railroad finished, they just have a loop and they come back every last. And then so here for 10 kilometers is nothing. From these people loop and the other following people loop, there's nobody for nothing for 10 kilometers. Okay? All right. Because it's not needed, right? It's not needed. Okay. So you already know how people gonna be filled up. You start with the last, so people need to arrive. The first people go to hotel and other people, they keep arriving. People that already arrive in the morning, they already go to villages, right? In proper order. And people that will arrive in the evening, such as 4, 5 o'clock, even up to 6 sharp, they can arrive at the airport, right? And they're going to stay at the hotels right there beside the airport. Make sense? Okay, and then next morning they take the train. Okay, so the airport's going to have buses until the train, because we don't need to make all these trains right now, right? And but for the ones that are by the line, and then we make, because we need to have railroad tracks. So we are doing at the airports and at the ports for ships, right? We need railroad tracks all the way. So if it's a city, so in the beginning they might not be so straight, right? They get a road here, another, right? Whichever is possible. But after that is a straight line all the way, okay? So by the port, for the ships, the same way. On the beginning might be a little bit, not so straight, but then it's only straight, okay? All right, very good. So the 28th, 6 o'clock is the last train already drop off and is already back to their proper location, those trains. So everyone needs to be dropped off. We have no train drivers anymore, right? The last train should be already at their place, their position, right? That we're going to figure out. So probably will be exactly here. So the trains, little trains, right, going to stay right at those villages. No, I think it's too many trains, right? We're gonna let you know afterwards if we're gonna be every 10 or every 20. Let's do every 20. Every 20, right? Okay, every 20, I think is good, right? So they water the plants, come back. They water, come back. So they will have their watering day. And maybe for the main train that comes all the way from the beach, maybe these ones we can do every odd day, right? Other than that, they have their loop for the garage. And the beach, people coming from the ports, the airports, and the ports, right? From the beach area, right? They will come every even day. Bringing anything, clothes, shoes, food, right? Anything, bamboo, seeds, plants. I think that's very good. It's a bigger, stronger, longer train. So everyone already know they have this day or they have that day. This day, it's for local watering, local work, right? Watering, okay? Or drop off a bit more with details, and even days is the bigger train, go dropping off everything. On the odd day, they can even share what they got. So the big delivery gonna be in front of their little mini station, right? The desert mini station. But this train is not going to stop every 5 kilometers. This train go faster and gonna drop off only to big stations every 20. And then they have the odd day to share among the following desert villages, right? So they get the big drop off here, and then they, on the following day, so that will be very good. So this way we will need a Saturday, because the Saturday to water the plants. We cannot leave the plants 2 days without water. Make sense? All right? Until we have all dripping lines and everything established, okay? All right, so we're gonna work on Saturday like everybody else. They go, come back in the morning, right? They go, come back. And then the team in the afternoon go, come back. So the team in the morning drop off for the next desert villages, right? And the team in the afternoon drop off to 5 more. So 5 and 5, for example. Oh, no, sorry, 10 and 10, right? Yes, they go 10 and these go 10, something like that. Make sense? Very good. And we have other people, so they're gonna drop off big chunks here, right? Of anything, right? Okay, they already know how many they're gonna share for everything. All right, my friends. So for Africa, that's how it works. For Asia, is the only exception. We go north to south, okay? North to south, because here's the land, right? And their beach is this way. So that's how gonna go. Supporting cities, chosen supported cities gonna be here, but also they have some in the middle of the continent, because we have airports, right? So of course they're gonna be delivered closer. And where they start dropping off, people from the last to the beach, okay, in a few words. So they always, everyone gonna start dropping off from the last, because and here at the end they go come back fast. I think that's the most reasonable, okay? All right. No, sorry. Yeah, sorry, let's go quick here. Yeah, we're gonna do the other way around, okay? Not from the last to the front, because then they have to go all the way, drop 1, 2 is not in order. We're gonna do exactly the opposite. From the beach towards the land, okay? All right, and here as well, from the beach towards the land. The first ones we're going to bring the families are every 10 villages, okay? Every 10. All right, okay, and so they already know. So if they are families 15 years old and older, where they're going, you see the loop here. On the 20th, they go first, and soon after, the following few days, they bring the 8 years old, 27, 28, okay? Everyone should be there, sharp. Very good? Okay, all right. The other thing is that the big train can come and bring many people, for example, right? And then the little trains can complete the drop-off. We can do this as well. For example, every morning, they're gonna just be dropping off, morning, right? Until 11 o'clock, so we are sure we have a big lunch break and trains will never mess up. So until 11 o'clock, they go, drop off everybody as possible and come back. So the railroad is free for the afternoon to 1 o'clock to 6. 1 o'clock to 6. The small train's gonna be dropping off for the following 10 for the fall. No, that doesn't work. Just the big, all the trains go in the morning. Yeah, big and small trains here. Big and small trains. They go in the morning. AM, they go here. PM, come back. 1 o'clock and on, right? So here 1 to 6 p.m. and here is 6 a.m. to 11. So we have a good 2 hours lunch break and we never will have any crash. Makes sense? Very good. Important. Desert village walls, property walls will be made by local cement. You know, we are calling local cement. What are they? Can be boards of concrete, can be boards of cement, the main property, right? Okay, all right, can be with local rocks, local bamboo, okay. If they are doing with bamboo or wood or, you know, type of wood, the main thing, because there are thousands of villages, right? So we can't bring concrete to everyone, right? Okay, the main thing is to have everything really tight together, you know, with the proper base, you know, the cement, the proper structure that might be wood, bamboo, whichever they have, okay? But to be really tight and no holes of any type for any animal to come, you know, and needs to be as done, as I said before, 2 meters tall, everything else exactly the same, okay? But this way will be really good and really sustainable. Every property, village, they need to have by the pool, and also here, this helicopter location here, right? This is gonna be in cement. This will be in cement. We put 2 boards, 2 by 2. So this area here is really colored by that village. Has a number and everything. And here by the pool, gonna have some rocks, you know. I think people can put 10 rocks. 5 by the pool and 5 by the restaurant. Yeah, the cafeteria, that also gonna be the restaurant, right? Okay, so 5 rocks by the pool and 5 rocks by the restaurant. No. People can choose pool or restaurant. So 5 big, very large rocks inside and 5 right here outside. Okay? All right? No, we're gonna do 20. Sorry, we're gonna do 20 rocks. 5 by the restaurant, here. 5 by the restaurant, 5 by the pool, 5 by the helicopter line, and here at the railroad mini station, 5. So every village needs 20 rocks. Those rocks are large, okay? They're very large. So they are at least 50 by 1, okay? So a half meter to 1 meter, all right? And they are painted exactly the color, you know, yellow, orange, okay? They're gonna get local rocks. So if there is a mountain they're breaking down, they're gonna distribute afterwards, you know? And the rocks, everything needs to be ready, okay? Needs to be ready. And the people that gonna move in December, right, gonna already prepare the following villages, okay? So they have 6 more months to finish everything. No, 6 months is too much, right? If we are having 4 months now, September, October, November, December, we have 4 months to do all these villages, so they will also have 4 months to complete all others, right? Because we are just doing every 10. So we have to finish all of other ones, right? But gonna be many people already living there, so we can do it 4 more months to complete all villages from all deserts. Make sense? Okay, so by the end of April, right? By the end of April. So people can already arrive in June, because people gonna move only vacation days, right? Okay, so people can already, so nobody gonna, May, let's do inspection, so we finish by April, the month 4, because if people can do, in 4 months, local people already living there for sure, because we're gonna have electricians, plumbers, everything already living there, right? Okay, I think we can do it. All right, so they finish by April. May is the inspection, make sure everything is good, but nobody will be living on these other villages. So they will check the ones already made, and they will check those that are still being made. All right, June, people can move. All right, people can move. Sorry, June, people can move from the northern hemisphere, right? Because they already finished their classes, right? Next year, 2024. And here in July, people from the southern hemisphere, because for now they're gonna have classes, right? They have a shorter summer. I think it's a good idea, right? People can move in June and July. Okay, I think it's all right. Okay, all right. Okay, now an improvement. Let's try every 10. I think we can do it because we have many families that are ready. So first we start with every 20, right? The 20, the 40, right? And then we complete the others. In 4 months, I think we can do it. I think we can do it. And then we have 4 months to complete all the others. And maybe a little detail here and there, but inspections for sure. Inspections of those that were already made long time ago, 6 months ago, and the new ones. All right? Very good. Now, I have to say, so after 18 years, forbidden to have glasses, eyeglasses. Once vision problems are related to malnutrition, right? Lack of sun, right? We already know this, okay? But now people need to see. They go to schools, they need to see, right? They write, they read. Some people have different problems, so now it's okay. But at the 18 years of the organization, we are already gonna cancel them, right? Makes sense, okay? All right. Yeah, because some people might have a mild problem, and hopefully mostly everyone will already be healed, right? But a few elders might still need, okay? All right. So, so here's decided. We are going to start with the beach areas. People arriving now and next year, they're going to start with the beach area first, drop off them first, and then keep going towards the inner land. So here will be the other way around. And for Asia also, they start closer to the hotel, to the supporting villages, right? The airports and ports, and go afterwards towards the land. Okay, how people gonna apply? They're going to fill up a simple form, right? They're ready to go. They're willing to help. They're going to apply for which area, which continent they want. And basic information. If they're teachers, plumbers, electricians, just this basic information. And the other few questions just about age. You have 15 years. What's your youngest? 15 years and older, or 8 years old and older? All right? Very good. Here it is. Let's go for more updates then. Very quick. All right, my friends. So this is the railroad closest to the North Pole. You see here? So from Paris to New York. All right. So here by this desert here, And here United States, you know, the north of United States, we are going to use those railroad, this international, the most northern railroad there is. All right. So, and from those points, whichever is already an airport, we make a line. I think that is good. Okay, so lines from the airport, you know, then they go straight, right? Okay, so let me show you right here. I think that is the best. All right, let me see if I can get larger. Shall we see? If we get, okay, here it is. Let's talk about Kazakhstan and Mongolia, where we have those most northern deserts, right? Because even United States not that bad. Okay, the northern, the west northern United States not that bad as this one. These ones are above a little bit, okay? All right, so we are here. So we have this red railroad track already there. You see, not the top ones, but the bottom ones. All right, so whichever is an airport, you know, they can also start this way, going down. So we have airports coming from these green lines here for Kazakhstan and Mongolia, you know, those big deserts here, right? Because we have many deserts here, but just, so we are going to use this red line, okay, up to here for this reason, for desert reasons. Here we can use to clean up North South Korea. That's something else, but let's just focus on desert. So whichever is an airport, people can start bringing things, right? And for the green area, you know, whichever is an airport, we can start there as well. All right? Okay, very good. All right, my friends. So, the railroad, so it's called Eurasian Railroad here, right? Okay, so we're going to use this one light green, and we're going to use this blue and the others as well, right? But let's just talk about this blue going down and this green here. So the green comes from St. Petersburg, close to Moscow, because we have other places in the planet that is called St. Petersburg. But this one is right there close to Moscow. And go all the way close to Nakhodka and Vladivostok. Because I can't read, you see, it's too tiny. I can't read this word right there, what they're saying. It's, oh, with a cell phone, I can read with the cell phone. You see, it's just something, and it's here start with you. I went there, didn't find any city with you. So it's close to Shanghai. So leave Shanghai and Vladivostok, because those two words are easy to remember. All right? Okay, and then until we have a better map, or if you can figure out, you have a bigger computer screen. Okay, so this green goes until Vladivostok. Okay, all right, so here's the green, Vladivostok, until St. Petersburg. All right, so this railroad we're gonna use. So some places, you see, some places here, they're close to the desert, but will be very good. Right here, for example, you know, they gather wood. If they have some wood, they gather wood, they help to bring food, whichever, it's a place close by, right? Okay, and that helicopter we are going to use, because that's useful, you know, because they can land anywhere. So remember what I said, that every village, you know, every hotel property will have a helicopter right here on the side, you know, 20 by 20. Yes, we're gonna have this helicopter, because helicopters can go straight and drop off something important, right? And airports and railroad and regular highways, you know, and blacktop, everything that's possible gonna use. Okay, but people will go to airports. Okay, people will go to airports. All right. Very good. So they come, they drop off or pick up something quick, you know, and go. Even teams, pick up what? The teams, the working teams, the special working teams. Yeah, because we'll be on a go, right? So we can get everything done. So this green line I'm gonna use to gather wood, okay, for logs, for furniture, whichever it needs, to gather woods. And they're gonna drop off at special locations that we are going to have, you know, other transportation to be connected. This blue one here, it goes here to Kazakhstan, and here goes to Kazakhstan. That one is in red here. Kazakhstan, Uzbekistan, and Turkmenistan. Okay, so those three countries here in red, you know. So one blue line comes a little down here and goes there. That's the blue line we're gonna use. That's our main blue line, is right here and goes this way. Okay, why? Because here with Kazakhstan and Uzbekistan, if you go here on Google Maps, you see there Google Maps? Okay, you see? They're right in the middle of the desert, so they make a little hoop, you know, and goes to Caspian Sea. So almost to the end of the Caspian Sea, this road go right to the end. So it finish here, you know, because the railroads already formed, so they already go around big mountain range or on the top of them or whichever it is. So we're gonna use, you know, and people working there, you know, they are going to enjoy the view, and there we go. Okay, all right, so we're gonna use that. So we are going to do everything on those lanes, odd days and even days. That's it. So on every even day we go east, you know, for all these railroad tracks, west east. That's how we're gonna do. And then they go even days, sorry, here, even days, on even days, that's what they do. And here on odd days, they go west. This way will be really easy, you know, really easy to establish. You know, everyone go that way. You know, they sleep in hotels just until December here, until December 28th. Nobody else, nobody gonna go 29, 30, 31st or 1st, January 1st. Why? This is a party day. And here is for people to rest. Everyone work a lot, you know, so nobody gonna arrive or drop people off, you know, everybody gonna be home those 3 days, and here's a party day. All right, so that will be very good, okay? Already established. So until December, this is the pattern we're gonna use. Why? Because we need the teams to keep going, right? Okay, so we get this line here, right, to get logs or whichever it is. We get this blue line here. So let's make a little smaller for you to have an idea on the blue line. If I get the map and try to put the Caspian Sea right there, can you see the deserts on the back? You see? Can you see the deserts? Right there. Okay, so that will be really perfect. I just need to make a little here, right? Let me just make them. All right, so let me color them very quick and we'll be back in a minute. The only problem is that those two maps does not match exactly, okay? But if you see Kazakhstan here, you still have this loop here after Kazakhstan. Going to Georgia is still desert there, right? But at least we have an idea. In the north, by Astana, there's the last little green patch right there. Okay, but if I make it smaller, everything match more or less, but not exactly the same. So I'm already telling you because I put the lake here, North and South Korea here. When I put the other map on the top, it doesn't match exactly. You know, I can start here with Saudi Arabia, you see? It worked well, India worked well, China start to get the problem, you see? Right there doesn't work so well. So it's a little different, but it's okay, we can still work with it. All right, so you have here, all these red patches are desert, okay? So can you see on the bottom, the train here, the blue train? The blue train comes here until here, all right? So all these are train. A shame that they don't have much details, but at least we can work with what we got, all right? So they have many others, but this seems a big one. Probably they have one road to go, one road to come back, all right? But we need all the trains to keep going, you know? So that's why until end of December, we have even days and odd days, you know, makes sense because right, it's even. It's easy to remember, even at the positive days and is the positive directions. Here, odd days, odd, we don't like much odd, right? Because it's an odd day, you have no pair going towards the west. Because everything we say to match the English, right, it's always more positive, right, than left, okay? Because that's how English it is. Okay, so very good. All right, so here it is, we're gonna use. All right, and then whichever is an airport, you know, because I can't see where the airports are, but they are going to drop off, pick up, right, to the railroad. And railroad can help people as well because we have cities at all these locations, right? So if we come over here, so Kazakhstan, it's right there, centered, right? Because my main concern is Mongolia and Kazakhstan because of the snow. They are the coldest countries, right? Deserts, I mean. Okay, so it's snow. But it's all right. All our trains on the front, they're going to have that triangle that takes sand out or takes snow out. So, and we're going to use those railroad tracks every single day. Okay, so they're going to be fine. Anywhere they're going to be going, they clean. If they see that's a large amount of snow or sand, they just drive slowly, but they're made for this. So if it's desert with snow or desert, you know, that comes the dunes with sand, they drive a little slower and they clean it up. All right, so Kazakhstan and Mongolia are our main concern for snow. Because if you get here the distance, they're much northern than the United States desert. So if you get here, you put a ruler by the equator. You see there? It's a little more than 8 centimeters for northeast of Kazakhstan. You see there? 8.5. And Mongolia, it's much better, 7.5. Most of it, 7.5. Okay, but Kazakhstan is 8.5. If we keep the same pattern, 1,000 miles for this distance here, all right, you see, we still made. So let's close this down. I'm not enlarging, I'm just moving around. So let's see. Here of the United States, we put the ruler there and we have up to, 8 is Canada. We're not doing Canada because it's just a little tiny patch. We have 7.5. 7.5. Okay, you see there? 7.5 is the line of the United States because the path for Canada is too little. They're gonna eventually catch up. That's fine. People that live there, right there, you know, at this patch in Canada, they just aerate the soil, but people can take care, residents can take care, right? We don't need to do hotel villages for small patches like this one. Okay, so our main concern then, it is Kazakhstan and Mongolia for snow. Okay, we have to see that in December, right, it's snow everywhere, November, right, on those places. So we have to hurry up now and start now, June, July, already start. What are we gonna start? Making railroad tracks, straight railroad tracks. So if you come here, you see, already see the cities. Try to connect the best. What's the best possible? Okay? All right? You see a road here on this green patch right here, the center. You know, that one we can use as well. You know, I don't know if it's just the limit line. Oh, sorry, mess up. Okay, so, but anyways, because I tried to go here, it didn't work. You see, I tried to click on transit. It didn't work. I tried to go on traffic, you know, it doesn't work. I don't know why. But anyways, so here it is, my friends. That is decided, okay? And we go from there. All right, so I wrote here on even days, we go up. It's easy to remember because we want things to go up high, right? Those, if you imagine those words, go up high. It's what you want for life, right? Have better things, right? So you can remember this way. And on odd days, we go down, right? We go down because in English, you know, go down is like depressed, it's not good, you know, so you can combine. Odd days are days by itself. They don't have a pair, right? Odd days go down. So this way is really easy, you know. So even days go up and even days you go east, right? Because you go to the right. Right hand in English, it's positive. Okay, and then here on odd days, you go down, and on odd days, you go west, right? You go west, okay? So those will be really easy to remember until the end of December. That's how we're gonna do it. All railroad, because then people keep going, keep going. What keep going means? All right, so we have a team. Let's get this blue line here because get a lot of desert, okay? So stop, city, desert, desert, city, desert, desert, right? And goes this way here. Stop right there. At the end of the Caspian Sea, because I can't see if it's more. All right, so everyone go, everyone come back, and day for each. They stay in hotels. That is great, right? Okay, because we want to work in teams. So as soon to start building the railroad, remember the railroad is the most important thing. Okay, but as soon as they, even to build the railroad, what they do, they, the board, the company for the board, they start, make one, go next, start, go one, go the whole day. They go inside only when needed, because I said that 2 hours and 1 hour, remember I said that, but only for people that need. Okay, my friends, so here we are. All right, so here. All right, so look what I wrote. I wrote here. On even days, we go north. On odd days, we go south. So you just remember, even is the good, right? We have the partners, it's a pair number, right? So we go up because everything up in English and also for any language, it should be good, right? Okay, odd days. You just remember, odd days don't have a partner. So like down. In English, down, it's a word like towards the press or towards the ground. So gonna be easy to remember this way. It's a word towards the ground. Okay, good. And here, on even days, you go east. You see the arrow there that I make? Okay, so it's easy to remember because it goes to the right. Right is the right hand. So it's easy to remember. You have to focus in English to remember and also tell your students. And on odd days, is the days is no pair, right? Odd days have no pair. So you remember, go to the left. Because if the right hand is the right in English, works like this. The other one is the left. Okay? Just for you to remember, so it's easy for anybody. Fourth grader and up will know that. And of course, railroad stations have to check people are doing things properly. All right, so the two lanes we are going to use, to start with, and as soon as possible, already now in June, already now in June and July, is to see, is this green railroad until Vladivostok, that's the best word I could find, and Nakhodka, so it's right here, this point, okay? It's green here, by the way. All right, and then this blue line here comes from Petersburg, also all the way down, close to Shanghai, because I couldn't read the name of these two cities on that map there. All right, so very good. We got those, the green, the blue, it's very good, right? Okay, we're gonna start with that. Even that we have many other railroads, as I showed you before in that map. Let's start with two. Whichever is a city, with an airport, you can already make the railroad all the way. So let's say here, all the way, until the woods start. Until the woods, because we're gonna extract wood. Okay, here too, until the wood. So whichever already an airport, you just make a line. We're gonna make adjustments afterwards, all right? So let's say, because when you go on a map, there are airports all over, so that is fine, because we're gonna need. So if they are, I don't believe they're less than 10 kilometers away, right? But that's fine. Make a railroad. Every 10 kilometers already make a railroad. All right? Any city with an airport, go ahead and get it done. So at the city, maybe go a little bit around here, a little bit down. As soon as possible, go straight. Okay? And as I said, if you have a mountain range, need to go a little bit around, that's okay. Go around, come back straight. Always line up with that airport, because a good reference. All right? Okay, very good. Now, for all these cities here, don't go too much here on South India, because it makes no sense to cross the whole country to bring stuff, right? But more or less like that. Okay? And also here, no sense to use those two areas, right? But any airport, more or less, here, limit lines. So not here. Yeah, here, yes, because the desert's here. Okay, let me do in red, okay? Let me do in red. All right. So all red here is desert. You see, all red here is desert. So any supporting city by the desert, you see, by the deserts, okay, that has an airport, what you do, you make a straight railroad, because that's how we're gonna do in Africa. Make a straight, not here. We don't need that. That we're already gonna leave. People with little kids can move around those cities. No, by the desert. Deserts are those areas I call in red, all the way here. Okay, so any supporting city also here, because whichever is the patch, where's the green patch? Here. Yeah, we don't have other green patch. We just have here the center. Yeah, that's the only green patch we have. So that is fine. So here is the only green patch we have. So we're not using that. So use here. Use and go straight. Use and go straight. All right? I think that will be the best. Shall we try? Let's see if that works. So come here, you know, let's get this and let's see. It works. Look, you see the desert? You know, only here in the south of Iran and Pakistan, here we don't have much cities. But usually where it's blue is cities. With exception of China, because I guess Google, China don't have good agreements with Google, I guess. Because India is all covered, so it's fine. China should be all covered, right? But it's okay. You already have an idea that here maybe you don't have many airports. But for sure you have some. So you use whichever is an airport already established, you make the line. All right? Now, let's make this a little bigger, okay? Because we're gonna need. Let's try for Kazakhstan. Here it is. You see? So for sure will be there's airports here. Make a straight line. Oh, sorry. It keeps moving. Yeah. Let's try again, okay? All right. So here it is, our little guy. I have to go fast so the thing doesn't move around. So for sure here, gonna be an airport somewhere right here. Okay, all this green patch, you know, it should have cities right there somewhere. You see the car, the white car there? So make always a railroad track going north, okay? Going north. I think that's really reasonable, okay? And you stop at the border of the woods, you know, and you try to go 500 kilometers inside because the beginning is not plain wood usually, right? Usually start and then it's dense. But as soon as you see what is reasonable, right? Because we're gonna extract, and of course the railroad that goes a little bit inside the woods gonna be easy for people to already fill up those wagons and bring it back, dropping off until that airport. Okay, all right. So here Kyrgyzstan, you see this green patch here? All right, whichever is a airport in this green patch. Yes, because look, needs to be reasonable. You're not making one here, green to green. You're not making one here, of course, or here. You're not making one here out on the mid of the woods, like here, right? But okay, if you have an airport in going north that is desert, make that railroad. Makes sense? Even here, Caspian Sea, gonna be smaller roads there, but make, you know, all around Caspian Sea, whichever you can do straight. If it's an airport, you do it. I think that's really easy. And here, you know, if in the middle of, you have an airport here in the center, that's okay. You can do that specific patch. All right? Okay? All right, I think that's reasonable. So if you find, shall we see if we have any? Let's try here. Kazakhstan, Pakistan, let's go. Not many. So here, if you have an airport here, go ahead and make a straight line until the street start again. You know, until the street. You see these bumps? Let's try again. We have to get the little guy and go fast. All right. So here it is. You see this area here I'm showing, the circle. All right. If it's an airport, what you're going to do? You go straight until the next roads start. You see right there. Let's try another example. Here, this green patch. You make a straight line, go until there. Right? It's straight. That's what we're gonna do. You only go around if it's really needed around mountain ranges. Okay, I think that's really reasonable. Let's get going. All right, we see you soon. Okay, and let's put the guy back here. Our little guy. Today is May 31st, 2023. Let's drop off our guy. And here we are. Guyana Ferreira from Florida. Okay, making more plans to get ready. Now, for Saudi Arabia to get all this sand out, gonna be the same way. They keep going. Whichever is already road or railroad, they put the sand, right? And there it is. Okay? So they bring, because we're not going to bring sand at airplanes. So it needs to be trucks or ships. So keep cleaning up, cleaning up, cleaning up. And I think that is what we need. Okay? All right. Very good. Oh, sorry. You see, sometimes we land in places we don't know. Okay, so here it is, my friends. Let's get ready. That's how it is. And for Africa, you make that stop. N'Djamena. N'Djamena is the point, right? Okay. Any airport that already exists, you have to stop here in a reasonable way. Make a straight railroad. That's the first thing we do. Here we don't have too many this side, but it's okay. We make a straight railroad and stop right there. Okay? Very good. All right. And then we're going to make adjustments afterwards, because there are roads we're going to use, there's railroads we're going to use, whichever. If they already have roads, that's fine. You know, we can use them. Right? Remember that map I showed you a long time ago, the roads of Africa? So we already have some going around like this, you know. And like this one, these two trains, the green and the blue, we're going to use. All right? We're going to use all this thing. But let's start with this I just told you. Here, 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 and here. Right? And we go from there. Very good. We see you soon. And United States, we don't need to do any. We don't need to do any, because a bunch of roads. Look, there's a bunch of roads. Too many people living. Already streets, highways all over. So we don't need to do any railroad here for now to start with. You know, I know, so we have deserts. Yes, we do. But we already have roads there. You know, so it makes no sense for us to make railroads where we already have roads. Okay, we use the trucks, you know, to bring materials, to bring sand, to pick up, to drop off, whichever is needed. Okay, and airplanes, of course, gonna bring the plants and the food. Okay, my friends, let's get ready, organize, and let's get going. We'll see you soon. Well, I'm going to show you United States a little closer. Look, we have roads all over. We just have these big patches here that we don't have roads, highways I mean. And here, a few others right there, Wyoming, Oregon, Nevada, you see, that's it, you know. So we already have, so we're gonna use what we have, and then we're gonna evaluate to see if we need extra or not. You know, or we just use jeeps and heavy tire trucks to drop off main materials, and the rest can go in helicopters. We have very big helicopters, right? So to drop off the people and things, right? They go, come back. Petroleum is free if it's reasonable, you know, with the 10 department director for that company, right? Even helicopters, fish for fisheries, ships, airplanes, everything gonna start with 4 couples and go to 10, and then they can start working, right? But for now, until end of July, owners already can start doing things. Private companies have money, they can already start doing things because we need to get going, right? So all these railroads here, whichever people that already live there, company owners have money, you know, they hire people and they do it. They can already do, you know. So companies that already did this green, what is Eurasian Railroad, that's how you call, the green, the blue, they can keep going hiring people, and do those straight lines from every airport, okay? They just get authorization from the country, they're gonna be doing and done. So we're gonna have railroad tracks because for that 20 years is the most sustainable. Because we know some roads, they don't stay there for too long, right? Comes the sand, cover them up, they're not there anymore. Comes the snow, is not there anymore, So I think train is still the most sustainable unless the road already exists. All right, let's go. Let's get going. Okay, so I said, right, every train will have that triangle in the front, to clean up snow or sand in case they come up. We're gonna be traveling every day, all day, with exception of Sunday. So if come a lot of sand or come a lot of snow, they just drive slower, pass there and keep going. Very good. Okay, my friends, so for islands, I'm just gonna give a quick touch up. As you open up, look, here's Madagascar, right? Africa continent right there. Okay, so you see just a few islands here and there, but then you start to open up and more start to come everywhere, see? Just Seychelles by itself is 115 different islands. You believe that? So that's what happens. All those oceans, they have a bunch of islands, you see? So we have to, they're all over, look, ocean. So they really have to go in as soon as possible. So first, we're gonna do those teams that apply for always. Every team start with 4, they need to be 10 to start work in September. They need to be 10. So they apply. Who gonna apply? Demolition companies, right? So you need people tractor, you need people with ships, to start maybe barges, right? Whichever they believe. And where we're gonna start first? Those little tiny ones, Hawaii, all those little ones. Then we start the land, as more people apply, we start the land because of course you don't have just 10 couples, you're gonna have 100, 200, 500, right? Because all those islands are gone. So here, Thailand, gonna stay only that little piece. Look here, you see, because we're gonna take this point out of India, more or less here. You see where is the point starts, so we're gonna stop right here. Take this point out entirely because it's not needed, it's too much, okay? No, sorry, a little bit less, like here. I'm gonna show you in a big map. But here is just a little part of Thailand that's gonna stay. You see this little part here to be harmonious. Everything else from here on, all these things you see right now, gonna be gone because it's not safe for us to leave any island there for people to imagine they're gonna live on an island, no food there, and then they're not safe, they don't have schools, because we can't have a big structure in tiny islands, and people can't have vacation their whole life. They need to study. Kids need proper schools. They can't be home without learning things, right? Okay, so all these need to be gone. Taiwan, Japan, you see? All of these need to be gone. Everything. North Korea gonna stay. Look, a little bit of North Korea gonna stay right there. You see? But South Korea and the south of the North Korea gonna be gone, you see? Because it's not needed, all right? All this gonna be gone, all right? For these reasons we already explained. The other thing is that it's not sustainable. you know, because they can't produce everything. So we need the land. We need the land, and that's already decided. Okay, about islands and families gonna apply as everyone else in the entire planet. So here we need 400 kilometers for sure, 400 kilometers away from each other. Okay, because it's not sustainable. Let's do 500 is really reasonable. You know, it's because compared to the land of Florida, it's really reasonable. For sure we can do it. So take a little bit here, you know, you take this part, you take that part, and right here, that is we're not going to have. So, you know, we don't need that. Okay, all right, to have two very separate continents. Okay, so let's see what we can talk about. So we already talked about all this, right? And here we still have some questions, how will be most sustainable. If we finish here, we make a stop here, you know, a huge canal here seems to be the most reasonable, because along the years we took a long time. Or we just cover here, right, cover the Hudson Bay because it's way too large. Look, it's huge, right? So if we cover here and then leave a big patch there, right? So we have to think about that. All right, my friends, so here's the last definition about North America. So I made the map how it is, as you see here, right? All those islands we're gonna take out, we already talked about that. And here Greenland, we're just gonna shape up this tip and leave it there, leave it alone, right? Because it's part of North Pole, leave it there, okay. But the islands itself, all of this we're gonna take out because make no sense to keep. And we're gonna shape up everything, right? Okay, so shape up there, shape up here. All of this we're gonna take out because not needed, all right? Okay, because we have other places, we have a lot of places in Russia, north of Russia, gonna stay there for ice to melt, to stay, I mean. Okay, so here we are. So here's the map. I just trace it. You see there? Okay. So what are the exceptions? Of course, I already took the islands out here, those islands here, as you see, right? And I already took the tip out. Here, Alaska tip, and the side shape up that I said 500 kilometers away from each other, right? Okay, we do the basic, right? These all these points, and then we see which side is worth it to take out, you know, because I have no time to check if they have rock or sand. Okay, all right, let's talk about United States. So here's the map. Let me focus the back part with the new part. Okay, so let me go right here. All right, good. So that's the map. You see there? Let me put another layer here so you can see. Let's get the little guy. All right, here it is. People live there, right? And Google Maps record all those streets. Okay, all right. Let's go back now to the regular map. Okay, so here it is. That's the line of Canada, United States. So I already took the islands out, all these islands here as well. Here's the Gulf of Mexico. We're gonna cover up so we can live on by the beach, right? We're gonna see afterwards because it's not needed to calculate because many places we are going to shape up, so it's not even worth it for anyone to calculate this right now. We're gonna do this afterwards, okay? It's not needed because we need some places that's warmer. We need less space to grow food, and some places that are colder, right here, this line here more or less, and the same for the southern hemisphere. It's obvious they need more space to plant food because they take longer to grow, but not that much. But anyways, we're not going to have greenhouses on the future, right? Okay, we're gonna have mini greenhouses just for sprouting, but not to really grow food. On the future, we're not going to have planters and pots and trays, all these things. We're gonna have just a little bit for sprouts. Real food gonna go on the ground, and it's all the beds we're gonna make when we establish the best place for them and fruit trees and everything, it's forbidden to take them out or exchange location. It's established forever. People are just gonna put new wood when new wood is needed, right? We're gonna make everything hardwood because we have a lot of woods everywhere, right? So we're gonna start building them in 2 years. The other thing is that it's mandatory to check 2 kilometers down every place we're gonna build. Make sure they don't have inner caves that were never discovered, you know, because nowadays people need to compact the soil, but only on the surface, a few meters, you know. They don't have to go really deep. We have to go really deep, make sure we make things very, very strong to last forever, right? And we are going to have 5 meters deep concrete under each apartment buildings, 5 meters deep, you know, and their surrounding gonna be 1 meter, you know, maybe even 2, all around 1 meter. The whole thing is concrete, okay? All right, so let me just tell you quick. So you come here. So here's the building, right, with many apartments, okay? All right, so down here, it's 5 meters deep concrete, all right? So here, underground, and here, we also have here 1 meter, you know, I think that for every single building, okay? And we are going to make, we're gonna see how big the building gonna be. If it's worth it to make it bigger or smaller buildings, only with 8 apartments each, you know, we're gonna see that afterwards. Or it's gonna be sky risers, right? And keep sky risers the most sustainable. 20 floors. You know, we don't want that large, right? Because then they make too much shade. But we're gonna evaluate all this. We have 2 years to evaluate that. You know who? The headquarters with these chosen families, 194 families, 1 from each country. All right? Okay, so here we are. But 5 meters is for small buildings, such as schools and things like that, right? But for sky risers, I don't know, maybe it's 10, 20 and much more concrete on the sides as well when the building finish for sky risers, right? So sky risers, you know, yeah. So I don't know what, because some are in sand. So we're gonna have a proper establishment. How deep and how wide gonna be? Maybe 5 meters, you know, 5 meters here. Maybe here's what? Maybe 20 meters, right? Deep. Okay. But all depends if it's built in rock or in sand, and if it's caves here, you know, empty spaces or not. How far is the aquifers? Because aquifers also, you know, can't be too close. So all these details gonna be established, right? Okay. Now for intercoastal, it's also decided we're gonna keep only for plants, mangroves, right? Only for plants, and trim them. They cannot pass, let's see, 180 meters, 180, because they grow until the next trimming. Okay, 180, you know. So, because if inspection come, they can't pass 2 meters, right? So this way, you know, teams that will be trimming them needs to be trimmed them every month or every other month, depending if it's hot or cold weather, right? Okay, so people can go, you know, we also can block the big waves, so we can make intercoastal many places, right? That is good, that's reasonable, that's positive. Okay, some places already have, okay. but people need to go and come back, right? And they're gonna be inspected for bad animals, you know. So we need to clear them entirely, really well, you know, because the snakes don't go in salt water, right? Okay, so we clear everything, clean everything, leave just a few trees, maybe a few trees, that is reasonable, and here's the intercoastal. But the bushes, right? Shrubs are a little taller, needs to be up to 180, and a few trees, you know, with good root system that can handle, or palm trees, right? Of course, sorry, gonna be palm trees, okay? Gonna be not real trees, gonna be palm trees, okay? So that's okay, we leave a few, they're tall, so that's how gonna be. We clear really well, you know, and then we plant new bushes and shrubs, mangroves, whichever it is. Okay, all right, and the inspectors, but just a little bit here and there. It's not to cover everything. We need more the root system, so it's not from the palms. The shrubs, what we need from them is the root system. Okay, and it's forbidden for them to have snakes or anything else, right? Okay, they can be more shallow, you know, the tide come and clear, that's okay, you know, soft. And the property here, you know, until the real beach, so this area here, we can plant, we can have fish there, you know, growing. So we can make that as a barrier. That's okay, along intercoastal, that is all right. Okay, that's okay. And make some openings, you know, for fish in places that are needed. Or people gonna have their fish planted, growing right here in this area. And here is the beach, right? Here's the beach. Okay, so, you know, they don't need to go out if we can make this reasonable, right? To plant algae, to have our fish to eat, makes sense? We don't need that, all right? We don't need that, okay? Yeah, we can make things like that, because then we will block very high waves, because some places have very high waves when the wind comes, right? Okay, so people won't be praying too much. We have to also to think about that. People also need to live, right? We don't want people to be praying for everything all the time, you know. In a reasonable way, it's okay. The other thing, you know, these things that they used to sell in Portugal, this little rooster that change the color, you know, according to the weather. We are going to have those, because I'm sure we can produce more of those. They're little objects like that, you know, so schools can have, you know, it's a little rooster. You can, you know, it's about 20 centimeters tall. My grandmother used to have that a very long time ago. I was a little kid, but anyways, she used to have that. And I don't know what type of material they cover this rooster, you know, like a seem like a fabric with little rocks, but it changed. So I don't remember the colors right now, but it was raining. I think it was blue or something like that. It was dry weather, you know, it was peach or something like that. Okay, anyway, so we are going to make this because that's a way, you know, for kids, you know, we're gonna look the sky and have an idea, but this is also good, right? So we're gonna have things like that. In the future, we don't need to make new ones, but right now, it's another good thing we can have. And we are going to have thermometers, real thermometers with mercury. We are going to have, you know, outside properties, you know, with all the for people to start having an idea. They go, they look, they check, right? They don't remove, they don't touch the wall, they don't touch the thermometer. But any mercury that anyone has, we are going to make the proper thermometer. Okay, all right, and make it really strong, such as in stainless steel, gonna last forever, you know. People gonna clean and wash every 6 months or so. Put a drop of water to maintain that stainless steel. Okay, so those simple things, they do count, right? Okay, so we are going to have that. What else? Yeah, because we don't need to have them for anything else, but for that is important. They will last forever. We can make some in very strong plastic and some in stainless steel. No, they're gonna last forever. And we can keep a very few in the deposit rooms. The deposit room is still good. You know, we are going to keep the Constitution printed with this strong ink that we have nowadays. What we're gonna do is cover in plastic, as I said, right, for the most important, such as university books. But the kids' books, we don't need that. You know, we're gonna keep producing, have printers, you know, have printers, and keep producing them. You know, a little bit, small quantities, right? But we need that. Okay, who gonna do that? I don't know, because it's a job that is just gonna be very little, right? Because people gonna wash their hands before they use any book of any type. Okay, but on the deposit rooms, it's really important. We are going to keep the Constitution, you know, the university books, very simple things on this very strong ink, because it's gonna take time for people to start extracting ink from the food, plants, seeds, fruits itself. Some fruits have very strong ink, right? And oil to mix with this and make the new books. Okay, so we have 20 years to have an idea how this is gonna work, you know. But we don't know if we're gonna touch that ink. We never can touch with sweaty hands, or can never have too weather that is too moist, I mean, okay, humid. All right, so, but yes, we're gonna keep the most important books. The simple ones for children, that doesn't need it, but for the university and the teachers, right, the class teachers, every 500 years. They're gonna be in a deposit room, air conditioning, and location that's already shaded, right? Okay, so they will be fine. All right, and everything gonna be well maintained, and we're gonna make in stainless steel the best as possible. Everything, even the trims of the window, the trims of the door, we open up and clean first, wash it, right? Or clean with a towel with a drop of soap, rinse well, and then we add drops of oil, everything, okay? All right, that's authorized, of course, okay? So the teachers, yes, all the teachers, kind of binders, right? So we're gonna make new ones that I told you they're gonna be laminated, remember? So for sure, if a teacher or anything, or if just the weather is too moist, they're never gonna be damaged. They're gonna be very strong, thick pages, you know, in a way that they can easily fold, you know. So they have, the teacher's gonna have a binder, you know, but also a little larger, a notebook, instead of using too much chalk, or we are not going to have in the future this electronic teacher's board, you know, that they control everything with remote control and put the class on their computer. We're not doing that. So they are going to have called flip charts. They have the two rings and they flip. So people can have, actually gonna be here, you know, for little kids, gonna be horizontal, because they have the sentence on the top, the drawings on the bottom. Some are just more sentence, and some are entirely drawings, right? And then as they grow, and then gonna be more text, right? More text. So, and then we are going to see what's the most sustainable, for the teacher to have a big one, or for every class to have a few, you know, I believe that every class grade can have a few. So if this is a table, imagine this is a table here, right? A table, and the students sit here, right? And here's this little chart, like a stand in a triangle position, So everyone is with a stand here. So everyone sitting there, can read, copy, because it's very important to copy. We already know that is really good for children's life. They really learn well many things when they copy instead of just reading, okay? So they have to make their own notebooks. All right, so all the students sitting here copy. All right, and while the other students are doing the drawing of the day, for example, okay, then they change. So we won't need too many. Maybe 4 per class would be reasonable. So we have 8 groups. Each class would have 8 groups. They do the drawing or the day or another class, or math exercises, right? And these are copying, the science class or whichever it is, okay? All right, so we are going to have these flat charts, all right? Okay, and to copy, but for drawing, such as for young kids, we can make one big one right there. The kids, sometimes they can go close and look for a detail, another detail, but that's how we're gonna do. So here, every 500 years, they have one with this well printed, so we are sure they are getting, if this print along the years won't be perfect, because but we are sure they will have a proper version for 10,000 years. The deposit rooms is only for up to 10,000 years. And after that, we just keep doing this printing, this copying. And when they don't need, because we're gonna make everything in like laminated pages, right? Okay. When they don't need, they don't get that. They don't need, the county don't get what they have. So this way, hopefully we're gonna reach to 20,000 years or even more, right? Okay, because they don't need, the laminate is fine, everything was good, so they check, they clean, they always mop, they always dust around, clean the window inside, outside, gonna be regular rooms. Okay, they have small windows just for some light for people, but not very large windows because that's not needed. All right, so that's how we're gonna do it. Okay, so I talk quick review. I talk about the rooster. I talk about the deposit rooms. Every 500 years they open, and hopefully gonna be going to 20 or even 40,000, because if they don't need, they just don't touch it. They clean, but they don't use it. For copying more information on their notebooks, they're gonna have 4 per class, right, of those flipping charts. And for drawing, we're gonna have a large flipping chart, okay? Horizontal for little kids, all right? And the kids from the back of the class get up and see details that is on this chart with this holding frame. Like for painters, painters have this frame, forgot the name now, easel, right? Okay, so that's how they do it. All right, quick review. Yes, we are going to have intercoastal, right? Some places need the boat opening here, small, concrete, always, everything is concrete, for the waters to come down a little ease. And some places where the water is already calm, we don't need. We're just gonna put some sand, cement, lot of rocks. Okay, so when people are demolishing places, there's this line intercoastal, we're gonna make it happen. Where they bring the rocks right there, concrete. I guess maybe 1 kilometer away from the beach line. I think that's reasonable. 1 kilometer. So this way, this environment here gonna be really good for fish to eat, really good for kids to dive without equipment, just with the glasses, right? Diving glasses gonna be fun to look, to grow algae, you know. And high tide, it cleans the water, right? Low tide, it stays as it is, okay? So people gonna be demolishing, yes, we just gonna have pounds. We cannot have too many bushes, right? That's the only detail, a little bit here, a little bit there. They need path. So gonna be teams cleaning them up. You know, they start, their count is start, okay, then they stop, right? And then next month or every 2 months, they start again. Go, clean, right? And when they don't have job, what they gonna do? Something else. Plant food, plant sprouts, or clean better, or check this area. Everybody gonna have job every single day. On the future, for these 5 years, you know, as soon as people pass their test, they can work all day to get points, right? To get more points. What are the main tests? Level 2 English and level 2 organization. Okay, they can work all day. That is fine to get more points, to clear up their past. So people that did bad crimes, for example, or kids that were mean to their parents or teachers, everything's in points. That's the only way we are going to improve ourselves, right? Everything is in points. The person was bad to own self, didn't eat healthy, was sick and didn't work out. Everything is in points. People gonna fill up and they're gonna see how many points they have to pay back, let's say, right? Everyone, everywhere, okay? All right? And also for parents that didn't educate them well. Oh, that was the environment the parents grew up themselves. Well, but everything is based on how will be established that is good and positive now, right? According to the Constitution, you know. So because, you know, we have way too many different cultures, way too many different concepts, way too many different people thinking different things, believing different things, and grew up in different ways, right? So that's okay, no problem. But we need to have a startup point, and that will be as the Constitution will be, right? All the rules and guidelines, you know. This is a half crime. This is a big crime, you know, whichever it is. Even for education, parents that didn't make their kids to respect, they should figure out how, right? Oh, it was because of neighbors, was police come to my door because my kid learned how to scream, call attention from neighbors. But everything we're gonna fill up, you know, because, oh, you never broke a bone, right, of a child, never spank on a face, on the ear, you know, those things you can't do. But yes, you can spank on a butt, you can talk firm, you talk again, right? So every detail gonna be like that, exactly according to the new Constitution, okay? Because that will be a good start up for all of us. Okay, so quick review. We are going to have intercoastal everywhere. We will live, and even some other places. So if you get here, we have cities all over the planet, right? So put the cement, you know, we're gonna demolish cities and cities and cities, right? A lot. Bring to the ocean, even that we're not going to live there, but we'll calm the waters. And then if grows something there, you know, it's fine, you know. So to be like maybe ocean level or something like that, that's all right. You know, if future islands gonna form on a future, but everyone already knows forbidden. It's forbidden because that's the only way. And for very bad crimes, for people going to islands, you know, that they believe will form one day, go far away, right? You know, in places that we are not going to live, so we're not going to check, you know, gonna be very cold anyways, right? So, you know, if they live, they already have life penalty on them. You know, if one day they're hungry, they want to come back, you know, they can't come back to any nation of any type. Everyone gonna have tattoos on arms, on both of their arms. So when they're little, they do their left arm, right? And when they're about 18 years old or so, they do on the right arm, you know, because the body change a lot and the skin is stretch a lot. So, and on the left arm, when they're about 8 years old or so, they do bolding. They bold again that tattoo. This way, nobody can escape saying who they really are. It's the number there, it's the country they were born, everything there, right? And when they're 18, have even the father's name, the mother's name, you know, so nobody can escape to this situation. So nobody ever gonna try. And we are not going to have survival kits. It's everything will be forbidden. And the last country for each place gonna have special people checking them up. You know, the last country. So nobody gonna come in, you know, from that place. Nobody gonna get out. Just like every country do their borders. They check their borders, right? So we're gonna have that. Okay, and we will live in harmony. We will live, we don't have all this, oh, it's forbidden this, forbidden that. If for countries, counties, you know, so here will be one country, the last county of this country, and here is the first of the following one, right? So let's say they have here just a street or a river, right? But here's another county. County. So this is one country, and they have more counties that way. This is another county, and another country. They have more counties going this way. All right, okay. But they can visit each other. That's fine, you know, because they're neighbors counties. Remember, we can visit county neighbors. So people living in here, they can go here. That's fine. They can go here, right? Twice a month, everyone needs to do. They can't go to the following one. That is only special vacations. But to the side, you know, we're going to live in harmony. It's not this, oh, you can't touch, you can't enter. We're going to put a bunch of walls or gates. No. We're all going to be, you know, friends with each other. We can visit each other, you know, because every county going to visit each other. The only exception is for the very last one. You see, we're going to have our line, our future living line. It's more or less here, right? So let's talk about this last county here and this last county here, right? Whichever country going to be there. So I said that these people here going to be checking really well for the train that really stop there, for people that coming in. So nobody going to go out and nobody coming in anymore, right? So they're going to have a little larger area here, right? A proper concrete wall, and everything gonna have how you call like a chain link, right, with electric wire. So they go all the way here, a little bit here, all the way here, a little bit. Nobody gonna be walking here without being seen, you know, because they're far away. They have cameras now. And nobody gonna try, because we are going to live, my friends, in hotels by the beach. That's you know, everybody's dream. And some people can live closer to the land, you know, where there's more trees. So it's another dream. Anywhere people are gonna live. Some places are more flat, some places are more mountain, but that is where we're going to live, right? By the beach. Okay? All right? Very good. Rare exception, let's say one place have a little, the state park here is really beautiful and it passes a little bit the line, whichever we're gonna decide one day. So that's okay, but as soon as they have proper division of trees and posts. Posts closer to each other. Concrete posts, right? Very strong ones, such as one by one, and no trees around, so that post will never be harmed by root trees, you know. So we're gonna have a clear, but more posts, so people will know then, but they can enjoy whichever is very special. I'm just giving an example, right? In one or another, but we're gonna avoid, but if needed, that's okay, because we have some beautiful places on the planet that we can still see. Okay? For other beautiful places inside the continents, we're gonna have videos and books, and no more is needed. All right? The other thing, everyone will have the DVDs, right? DVDs and CDs for approved music, right? We're gonna have that, and that also we're gonna keep it for every 500 years with the DVD and CD player. Okay, so those things we are going to keep, so they have a brand new one that never came oxygen in it. We're gonna take well the air and make them in a very strong way. All right? Okay, very good. So we talk about this, we talk about that. Now, for visitors, so we have here the last county here, right? But we need people to be visiting this county, right? Okay, so this, the only exception is this county can visit 2. Okay, 1, 2, because everyone can go to 2, right? We're gonna see if it's every semester you choose one. So people that live here, for example, right? Families can't keep going everywhere. They choose one. So 6 months they go to one, 6 months they go to another, or once a year they change. Okay, so we're gonna figure these details afterwards. But people from here can go to 2 like everyone else, and it's important people see how other people are doing, right? Visit them and also move, right? Every 20 years is mandatory to move. We already decide that's important. So people won't stay their whole life just on that street, that school, because that's not good. People need vacation, people need to move as well. All right, so they and they can come and visit other 2. All right, very good. Now let's go about the map here. So we got the map, and let's come back here. All right, so here. Okay, so I put the map there for you to have an idea, okay? Because we have to finish this series of maps. Let me touch up here to be reasonable, more or less like that. Okay, you see? All right, here we are. So let's talk about this. So now it's really decided. We're gonna cover the Gulf of Mexico with cities being demolished. Of course, this has priority, and we're gonna do the intercoastal all around afterwards. But every state close by here, you know, a half of the United States, Gulf of Mexico. I think that's really, sorry, my paper is a little not so good. Okay, so you get this line, Canada line here, right? And here's the end of Mexico where the round comes, okay? Right here, okay? Mexico, they still have cities, and they go. But let's count, I know what, for United States, let's get this point here of Texas. You see this point here? All right, and here's the end of United States. So what you're gonna do, you're gonna get this last point of Texas. Let me just mark there quick. All right. Okay, so you see there, this point is here. This little dot I made right here is the last dot of Texas. So you get this point with the United States. Right in the middle is the limit line, okay? So more or less here where I put this X, okay? All right, everyone demolishing, they bring their things to the Gulf of Mexico. Make sense? So that's the line. Every city here, you know, because we have roads, we have trucks, and they go, come back, go, come back, go, come back, go, come back, right? So people gonna sleep in hotels and done, you know. Elders can do that, you know, while their own parents are working the city, they have their kids, so parents can sleep overnight and come every other night. That's fine, we can do that, okay? They go, come back, go, come back, and they drop off the truck. So let's say here it's established, so we have those cities here, right? So they come, drop off their truck, exchange with someone else, they come back home. Yeah, no hotels. I think drop off will be the best. So we choose some roads, right? All those roads, you know, 95, all those roads more or less coming this way, that's what we're gonna do. People drop off, get another truck, go back home empty. You know, so that's what we're gonna do. And they work from Monday to Saturday, all right? They go, come back, go, come back, go, come back. That is really reasonable, okay? All right? I think that's really good, really important. And they can even have here, you know, so they have a break here, so they can plant their food and eat there before they go home, lunchtime. So they can work for 1 hour because everyone needs an hour of sun and work out, right? So they can work 1 hour, work out an hour right there in the sun, and then they come back home. You see? All right. Now, this is here. Everyone here on this line, that's the mid of the line. So it's not the line we're going to leave. Just to be clear, there's two different things. You get Canada, and you get this last city here in Texas. You see, let me put again a proper, this last city. So here's the Texas line. You see this line, here's Texas. Right there, you divide, you get a piece of paper, print the map, you divide every school kid, 4th grade and older, know where exactly gonna be. Oh, Mom, Dad, yes, teacher, so we are helping to cover Gulf of Mexico? Yes, yes, and keep bringing. And pieces, right, of concrete and sand, pieces of concrete and sand. So this part gonna be really well established because we will live, where we're gonna live? Here, we will live here, you know? So that's gonna be a lot of, we're gonna live here. This is just to cover up, and it will be fine because we're gonna cover up and have trees with big root system, but we need. So the truck's gonna be taking as they arrive, right? So they're gonna be bringing concrete from demolition and rocks and sand, you know, from mountains, you know, mountain ranges. We clear them up. You know, not entirely, no, because we need barriers for the wind, right? So they can stay up to 2,000. After that, let's put them down. If we don't need, they are useful. If we still need, we still need. Keep going, all right? Okay, so here is the point, okay? But the problem is here. We have Hudson Bay. Let me fix my paper because got a little, keeps falling. So, okay. We have Hudson Bay, all right? Here it is. So let me see if I get another color pencil. Alright, so we have Hudson Bay to cover. It's huge. Much bigger than Gulf of Mexico. What we're gonna do? Let me just put my paper in a proper position. Okay, we have Hudson Bay. But the problem is, we have a lot of snow here on winter time, and we only have cities here, right? We have cities here, and we have a lot of cities here, Quebec, Toronto, right? We don't have many people living in the middle and too much snow. So let's go here, the layers, and let's see. For you to have an idea, let's get our little guy. Let's see if I can see my little guy here. All right. So here it is, my friends. That's where people live in Canada. Okay? So my map was not even so good, you see? So let's bring my guy back. Oh my goodness. Let's put the guy back so we won't go to this page. So, I'm so sorry. Let me go back to my map. All right, so here it is. Let me get the little guy and show you here the Canada line where people live. All right, so people live here, right? They live here and they live here. So let me see again. Toronto, Quebec, right there. Okay, all right. So it's just more or less here. All right, so let me show you. Okay, so we got the little guy. Our Google little guy. All right, so this is Canada. Okay, you see the line there? Canada. So people have streets here. No, my map is got out of the place. Sorry, we have to try again. Because I don't have a stand for my cell phone. Okay, let's position the map again. All right. I need a little tape. I come back soon. Okay, my friends. So now I got better. Put a little tape there. All right. Today is June 1st, 2023. I'm gonna still put I think maybe 2 more videos, even that they will be made in June, but that's May, because then when people search up, schools to complete typing everything, they already have, because I think we just have 2 more. The one for government leaders are gonna do after, because I have no time. I really have to focus on a conference now. But anyways, let's just complete this subject. So I'm going to slide the map on a proper location. You see? I'm sliding to the proper location right here. Okay, I think that's the most reason. Done. Now I come here to the layers, right? Okay. And now I come here and get this little Google guy. That's the problem. We have to do Google guy very fast, otherwise they get out of place. Let's go back. Here we are. Here, the city is right there. We do this, okay, just to have an idea where people live. Fast, you have to move the little guy really fast. Okay, so here I have an idea where people live. I made this red patch too much. It's much smaller, you see there? And here's much bigger. All right, so let's see. Everyone living there, these 2 locations in Canada, need to cover the Hudson Bay. All right? You see? Makes sense, right? Okay, so until this sign here about A, it's people living. So let's bring the little guy fast to its place. Okay, so until here, we have people living. They are going to send, their debris, construction debris to Hudson Bay. Makes sense. Here's much smaller, much less people. I made too much, I'm sorry. But anyways, you have an idea. Okay, But here, United States, we have too many people. So you cross United States in a half, okay? You make a half here, right, of United States. Every city here gonna also help to cover Hudson Bay. Make sense? So everyone here, here, and here gonna cover Hudson Bay because it's huge and we have a lot of highways going this way, you know. And when get closer, we just make a very few, maybe 4 or so, maybe here 1, right? No, that we are not doing that because too much snow there. Soon is winter, right? Soon is winter, these places. So they go straight here, whichever road they already have, and here is yes. That's yes, whichever they already have. And here's yes. This is no, because look, let's get the little guy and move it fast. You see, they have one here, you know, but not too many. So we keep this, but not above that. So let's bring the little guy back here. Okay, so that's what we're gonna do. So not here, not here. Here's no. No new roads here because make no sense. It's snow all the time. So we keep yes. Here we keep yes, yes, and here whichever have. So we're gonna have 4 main roads, okay? And when they get close, I think makes sense to make a street, you know, closer to them. All right, okay? So here it is. Let's get our little guy now. Oh, you see, we need to do really fast. All right, let's try again. Here. Okay, so we have a few roads right here by this loop. And I think we've just finished that one, makes sense, in case they don't have, because, you know, in case here. And it's not worth it to go straight. They use their debris with something else. But until where you see this loop here, they are going to cover. They just go straight and then get one of these authorized loops. So let me make again. This is yes. This is yes. And here, you know, I don't want to make too hard because the laptop's on the back. Yes, 4, done. They go, come back, go, come back. We can even do railroad because this is huge. Gonna take a lot of trucks to cover them up, right? And mountain ranges, everything that's possible. The one that we're not doing is here, okay? So people that live in all these areas, they just send this way first to catch up one of these roads going to the Hudson Bay. And around Hudson Bay, we can make compacted dirt roads, right? Because as we cover, you know, as we cover, we compact, we cover, we cover. So in a few words, that's what we're gonna do. So here's the bay, Gulf of Mexico and Hudson Bay. Here's the bay, right? Okay, so they're going to be sending things, right? And compact, but also start dropping off anywhere, right? So they keep moving this, but also dropping off, all right? So I think that's the most reasonable, okay? Because we are not doing any new roads here. This is no, 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 okay? All this here, it's a no. No, no, no. Why? Because it's all woods anyways. You see, there's no roads, make no sense. Because a lot of snowfall in winter, so, you know, it's not efficient, okay? And it's not too many people. So people living in this area here, right, from until here, I think is reasonable. You see, it's a lot of streets, roads there, right? But all these people here, it's a no. They're gonna fill up other things, valleys, you know, with their demolition debris. They just fill up other things or bring to the ocean for this barrier that we need, right? This barrier. Okay, the intercoastal. They can make the intercoastal here and the intercoastal there, or cover valleys, intercoastal. We're gonna do intercoastal everywhere, debris. Okay, whichever debris come from, we use it, right? And then we go use rocks as well from those mountain ranges, okay? Mountain ranges can be even cut up to 2 kilometers high. 2,000 meters high, we can cut above sea level. That's really reasonable because we need some to block the wind, make the different environment that is especially important for planet Earth. But we don't need anything huge. Let's use that rocks, right? So we're going to make intercoastal everywhere, and leave little spaces. I'm exaggerating as you see, but leave little spaces for the boats to go out, and get new things. But they're not going too far away. They're gonna just after the intercoastal, they're gonna fish right here, right? Just to get different types of fish, right? Okay, but that's what they're gonna do. So I'm exaggerating, but we're gonna leave small, very small places for boats because that helps a lot and make huge barriers with the demolition we already have. Very good? Okay, all right. And of course an estimate, right? So how many houses we're gonna demolish here? Everything. All right, calculate the area, how much, how deep they are, how deep those two places are, right? These two gulfs, right? Okay? All right, and then after the basic calculation, start getting mountains, right? Rocks, and fill them up. Keep filling them up. Okay? Very good. Valleys as well. We're not leaving valleys because what happened with valleys, let's say a few words. Valleys, right? So rain is still falling, right? And they eventually go to aquifers. They become what? Become caves. So we are going to cover up valleys the same way. Big demolition items, big rocks and sand. Demolition, sand, demolition, sand. So the aquifers won't become caves, They are type of caves, but they're deep, but we avoid more erosion because somehow we don't want those erosions to happen. Aquifer, level is level. We have to leave all this land really neat and organized for everything. If we have caves that is hard, let's say, caves that is hard to manage, to fill it up, all right, explode everything. That's very easy, explode, so you're gonna have open spaces to just fill up, right? Okay, let me make here because I was not showing so well. Any cave, visited or not, found or not, people need, it's mandatory. Let's do an improvement here. Before you leave your county, the team in charge of the county, they have to make 4 different tests for cave or aquifers that are too close to the surface. Everywhere they are doing, we're going to start practicing with the cold areas because they're the first. We need to empty everything, leave everything ready in 5 years. Some we can do in 2, but most of them 5 years, right? Very small places, in 2 years they're done. But we have to make 4 different tests for cave, if they have cave, because cave is different than aquifers. If they have really water running there, that if they don't have too much room, extra room above them, that's okay. But if they have too much extra room, they're considered cave with water, So aquifers need, we are going to establish how much is limit. But we have equipment to do this. We have equipment to do water wells of 2,000 kilometers deep. We can do 2,000 kilometers deep for soil test. Okay, because here's the aquifer, right? Let me get another pencil because I can't use the pen. All right, so here we have the aquifer, right? Okay, very good. If they have a little space, that is normal. We're gonna tell you maybe up to 2 meters, how much it is, okay? Up to 4 meters, we're gonna let you know because I'm not specialist on this area. Will be considered okay for aquifer, but if they're bigger than that, maybe 10, 20 meters space, they have to be demolished and cover up. The water gonna find another way because we cannot have, we're gonna do the best we can now because some places the water flow very slowly, they're gonna last for millenniums. Some other places, if it's a valley here, every year comes that strong rain, what we're gonna do? This gonna, flow much faster and eventually will become caves, right? Okay. So we cover those valleys that give water to this. We are not living there anyways, right? And water gonna find out other ways. They're gonna filtrate through roots and not through valleys. And if they filtrate in a soil through the woods, gonna be like Amazon. We don't have caves in Amazon, right? Why? Because it's all soil and big root system, and the water drips right from the root system. They don't go with valleys, right? Makes sense? Okay, so that is the principle. I believe we can do here maybe up to 2 meters because we're leaving those areas the best as possible, right? I think 2 meters of space, it's plenty. After 2 meters, let's establish that. So here, 2 meters up to 2 meters, it's okay, right? Up, my pen is not writing now. Up to 2 meters, okay. This line here just showed you, right? Okay? And if it's more, we are going to explode, demolish, okay? We put bombs there, we dig a hole, right? And put a bomb at the end of the hole, right? So let's do that. Up to 2 meters is okay. It's considered safe aquifer, right? Here, up to 2 meters will be considered, up to 2 meters, right? Will be considered, I'm sorry, I'm charging my phone at the same time. Ay. Okay, up to 2 meters, 2 meters, right? Up to 2 meters. Will be considered a safe, sorry, my pen not working anymore. Okay, up to 2 meters space from the line, this aquifer line, that's okay. If it's more than that, needs to be demolished. All right, makes sense? Okay, and of course, all the valley taken care of, with what? Big rocks, right? But also sand, more big rocks, sand, and water tanks, right? So the sand will fill up the spaces because many aquifers will eventually become caves if they're not well taken care. All right, now let's say a few words for state parks, national parks, mountain ranges. Take them all out. How much you need to keep? Mandatory to keep 2,000 kilometers. But how many from a mountain range we need to keep? Not all of them. You keep some, take others entirely, because the main thing is for us to cover those valleys, you know, cover those bays, those huge bays, right? That is for us to live good places, right? For us to live good places. So that's the most important. Make sense? All right, my friends. So now let's talk about here, Europe. You see, that is a lot for this little Google guy. Okay, so there is roads all over. We're gonna use the roads. It's forbidden to touch roads without the headquarters authorization. I mean highways, not roads, highways. We keep every highway and railroad until the end. Okay, so railroads and highways, it's mandatory to have a document signed by the headquarters themselves. That's me and my husband. All right? Okay? Highways. Why? Because they're going to be the last of the last. Okay? You know, when everything is done and then we have to inspect and check again, make sure people did a good job, you know, and then inspect the trees themselves, how they're doing, you know, because we're gonna have documentaries. Every 5 years, we're gonna have updated documents, how much we did, you know, because we have those roads, we have those railroads, we have airports. There are other things for airports and ports. It's forbidden to demolish any of those or to remodel without authorization. Because we have those places, and what we're gonna do? Use them. Forbidden to remodel, or here, forbidden to demolish or remodel without authorization. If the 10 department directors in charge of any of these places need to do a remodeling, you know, a road, for example, got erosion, right? Was not well made, or it's in the middle of too much rain, or the trees, or whichever it is. Okay, we, the headquarters, that's myself and my husband, need to sign that. Okay, makes sense, right? So we're really safe that in any country, because we need to do everything safe. They will be the last of the last, you know. So remember the image I showed you yesterday. So let's go here. Today, let's do a quick check. Today is June 1st, 2023. Here we are, Goiânia, Ferreira, ta-da, here in Florida. And that is my apartment. I clean up my table. Look, my table is getting better. See, just a few more things, you know, to be improved. Okay, so yesterday I showed you a map. I have it here, you know. So I don't know why my phone is doing that. All right, so we have those railroads, how they call again? Eurasian Railroad, but another company, I think that's one company, that's another one, I'm not sure. But anyways, so after everything is done, we're gonna still keep that railroads. Make sure, you know, it's forbidden to have trees with large root system. You know, we can have flowers to avoid trees from growing, right? So I think the limit line should be maybe 40 meters from the railroad, right? And we have people check any tree that grow. They pull it up. So I think we can keep the very large ones railroad, not highways. Highways, I think we can start demolishing them in 5 years, but the railroads we're gonna keep for 10 years. For 10 years, for sure, we're gonna keep them because they're very sustainable, very easy to take apart afterwards, right? So we're gonna keep them, okay? For 10 years, for sure. So highways, we start at 5 years because we need to check. We, the headquarters, gonna check. Our headquarters assistant teams gonna check, all right? And the airports as well, small ones or larger ones, at 5 years we can start and keep only the ones that we still need for inspection. And ports the same way, okay? Maybe 5 years we start taking out, here, start, but not all of them, okay? And here also start. So some areas might stay the large ones. Some areas might be worth it to keep the small ones. We're gonna let you know because we are going to need a lot for Sahara, my friends. We're gonna need a lot of mulch, a lot of logs from many countries, right? And also rocks to mix with that soil and hay and rice peelings, everything we can. Okay, so my friends, let's go back here. So it's a gift to do this. It's a real gift. Has not been easy, I have to be honest. There's some videos I posted before. Along the years was not hard, was not easy for real. Was really hard, and but it's a gift, and every new day is a new day, and we just do the best we can. But we are going to make this happen because we have many people in a plan that's really willing, really having this will to have a better humanity, this will of having a better planet, right? And we will do it. And we keep inspiring, talking to others and talking, So I believe right now in the whole planet, everyone already know about this improvement and getting the countries united, for us to have a better humanity. I believe everyone, at least adults, everyone 18 years old and older, in the whole entire planet should already know, even nomads, natives, right? Because the natives, they move around, right? How many natives go to the city looking for food? How many white people go to natives for plants, to learn about their plants, learn about healing things, right? So our planet is all connected one way or another, and also the mean people. How many people have ear chips, ear speakers, right? Tell them what to do, connected to their cell phone. So we for sure everyone knows about this. And many people are really already working, planting trees, helping people, planting food, right? So now this, all I have been writing for all those years, it's an estimate for what I believe is the most possible. I'm just a teacher, right? I'm a teacher, a mother, a gardener, and a musician, I guess. No, I'm not. Okay, so what we are doing is just the best we can, the headquarters, right? And we are going to put all that, print. So the volunteers that are listening to this, my subscribers, now I have 134 subscribers. I'm so happy. I got one more yesterday. You see how lucky I am? About a year and a half only on YouTube channel. And I talked to hundreds of people. My friends, I did talk to hundreds of people. But it's okay. We are getting to a conclusion of this work. That is, everything was touched up, about all subjects that for us, it's 10 departments. We're gonna fit everything on those departments. So if you type in something that you're not sure, just do the best you can for now, just figure out and put there in the location. Many subjects, they are related and repeated in another another department, right? Okay, so when you get to that, you just write that subtitle, maybe a word or so, but instead of writing the whole entire paragraph related to this, you just write it, complete info at department this, put the number there, right? And you put the number that, because eventually everything gonna have a number, right? All the rules and guidelines for every subtitle gonna have a number. So that's how we're gonna relate, like Bible today, right? So that's how we're gonna relate. So you say the name of the department, then you say which main title, right? And then which subtitle, because some have subtitles, some doesn't, and then the number. That's how we are going to relate our find our and list all items needed. All right, dear volunteers, thank you so much. Okay, so here, because that is a main concern here, because it's huge, as I said, but everything gonna be fine. We're going to bring wood, as I said, from Amazon. That's closest, and we have a lot in here from different ports. We're gonna make more ports here, everywhere that's woods. From the Amazon rainforest, it's right here. You see the line here? The Amazon rainforest right here. Okay, you see a green patch until here. So we're gonna have ports here all over. Ships go, come back, go, come back, go, come back. They're gonna get that job for 5 years and more if it's needed, right? To keep sending mulch, because that's what we're gonna do. We are not taking much from here. Why? Because we need. So from here, we're gonna use at Somalia, because they're right there. They go through Ethiopia, they're gonna use for this desert. And they have one more desert here. So woods that they have, it's kind of fragile. They don't have huge systems like we do here, the Amazon, right? That we can take trees, in a few months you see that they're already growing, right? It's different. This is more a fragile system, biome they have there, let's say, okay? So we are going to use here from Congo. You see, let me see if I improve my phone. Okay, I got it. So from Congo, both Congos, right? So we are going to send, it's already established, wood to Somalia desert, okay? But everything in Sahara gonna come, wood-wise, gonna come from the Amazon. And refrigerators and carpets and things, United States and Brazil, okay? So that's already established for that, okay? And here, and of course, they're gonna also get wood from Europe, this part of Europe, okay? Because when we make a line here, so the line is the Caspian Sea. So you see here, I think they have a train there, but up to this point, all Europe gonna send their wood to, because we can't extract everything, we're gonna make lines, routes, right, in places, and so they can't take everything, but that's what we're gonna do. Europe also bring their logs here. If they have plantation eucalyptus, bamboo, also for housing. So wood gonna be used for chips, for benches, for furniture, anything they need, okay? And extra furniture, because the main furniture gonna come from United States. They have too many. So that's another thing. Furniture, like so people can have different tables, different couches, everything simple, not bulky. We already talked about that. Remodel what it needs, take the bulky out before they're shipped, right? And they will be love seats. But also individual chairs, right? Okay, so furniture gonna come from here. Furniture and refrigerators gonna come from here. Because in Brazil, in this area of Brazil, we don't have even many refrigerators there, right? We have less families living, okay. But wood gonna come from the Amazon. We're gonna make new ports. What else? Quick checkup. Wood go until Caspian Sea, here, until Caspian, the north of Caspian Sea, here, we make a line. Anybody can do that. 4th grade and up, they can print, the teacher is gonna print a paper, because if they leave, why I keep saying that? Because it's important, 4th grade and above, to have an idea what's going on, right? As soon they're teenagers, right? And married, okay? So they have to learn. So teachers need, where they live, they need to print those papers that I'm talking about, okay? So if they are going to help someone, they also print. So here's the line. North of Caspian Sea, you put the line right there, straight line right here. Okay, perfect. Everyone you see on a cell phone right now, from Portugal until Russia, here, you know, this part of Russia right here, okay, they are going to send wood to Sahara Desert, decided, okay, for anything that's needed. Okay, now everyone from the Caspian Sea, oops, sorry, here, anyone from the Caspian Sea, north of Caspian Sea, you see right there? Okay, that way, all this north of Asia right here, gonna send where live people, of course, and where it's possible to extract, if they're close to railroads, right? Or highways, whichever they have, gonna send their wood to their own desert. Asia, North Asia, okay, and South Asia. This way is very easy, because we want the children, teens, to talk to their parents, grandparents. Dad, so you're the one that driving those trucks and bringing, so everything the teachers, the parents, gonna talk like this way of motivation, this way of happiness for doing this beautiful work. It's forbidden to say anything the other way, because we have to do it anyways. We need a new planet anyways. We need families united anyways, right? So we can strive, so we can survive in this planet, okay? So that's how gonna be. Guess what, my son? Today I went, I got my truck so loaded with logs, you have to see. I'm so happy to do that, you know, and we're gonna get points for ourselves doing those things. You know, even that they're 18 years old, 22 or 40, you know, because we have elders, they're healthy, they're gonna drive. They're gonna drive trucks, they're gonna drive trains, right? Yes, elders, they don't have a commitment with their children. You know, they can sleep a day out if that is authorized according, because some areas are too remote. You know, they don't have a place to drop off for someone else to go pick up. So everyone goes, and, you know, until we make a railroad, you know, we're gonna make a few railroads right here, right, to collect wood. Yes, we're gonna do it. But it's very important for us to come with this tone of enthusiasm, of joy, of happiness, of motivation to anybody we talk, even that we are exhausted. And then you're gonna say, oh, I have to rest right now, okay? Because sometimes it's that 1 minute that you convince your entire family that we are doing the most beautiful thing for humanity, that no one ever in millenniums have done that before, you know, in history, never done before, right? Okay, so let me go back here. So this is the same map I just showed you now. So here Europe, right? And here you see Caspian Sea. Okay, very good. So we have these two big deserts, right? Mongolia and Kazakhstan. Okay, so you see this green line is a radio railroad there for tourists, right? For food and a few other things. But what we're gonna do? We're gonna get it, and we're gonna let you know after where. But we're gonna make a few routes, straight routes going up, you know, maybe every 50 kilometers or so, you know, and we're gonna extract wood from that whole area. So if we get like this, you know, so that green patch, okay, you see that green patch there, right? This green railroad I'm just showing right here, and comes down this way. Okay, we have, everything is green there, right? Okay, so here's this green and comes down a little bit afterwards, right? Comes down. So we're going to make, every 50 or 100 kilometers, you know, straight railroads only to extract some wood. Because this way we can extract that area, right? Extract, but they're gonna cover up afterwards because it's a very green area, it's a very sustainable area, okay? And keep sending their mulch, right? Their wood, their logs to those two, the old deserts actually. Old deserts, they have a lot of woods that gonna strive, you know? We're not going too much in. So they're gonna extract, you know, send people, and people can even live there close by. They get their little train. When the truck arrives, you know, they already fill them up, you know, day before. So people can live right here, right? Right here on this margin by the railroad, okay? And then they bring to the railroad. So sometimes they're gonna bring maybe to the next place, right? Because we're gonna have railroads like this, and sometimes they have one right there, right? And keep bringing. Thousands and thousands of trucks with logs, and then they are going to process them into mulch, okay? Large mulch, some thicker ones, right? Depends the location they are, right? And thin regular mulch, right? Hardwood mixed with softwood because they're gonna break down in different years, right? Okay, so my friends, basically is that. And let's get ready. We see you soon. Okay, so it's a gift to have your participation. Let's work and type, talk to your schools, principals and teachers, and we see you soon. The other thing that I didn't say, you know, so we are going to make those things, whichever we have a CD, right? So you can see a very few. Here's one, you see, and I'm sure there's other CDs, right? One here, one there. So we are going to make those railroads straight, always straight railroad going north, right? And we start with 4 kilometers into the woods, okay, from the railroad, the Eurasian, that's how I call it, Eurasian Railroad. We start with 4, and then, you know, because we don't want to keep going too much, right? So we're gonna let you know how much sideways people can take the wood, because they're gonna be patches, right, that we're gonna clear, right, with wood, but that is okay, because everything else for those 100 kilometers, or 50 or 100 kilometers. It is all green, right? It's all green. So we don't have to worry, and it's really green. They're gonna catch up for sure, right? Look how much green we have. We have a lot of green, you know, so that's fine, you know. So whichever is already a CD, you know, so some of them might be closer, some of them are far away. So we're gonna do that. So family is gonna live right there. I said that about grandparents, but it's not a pattern. Maybe, you know, for this beginning, for this first 6 months, might happen. That's okay. They can sleep in a hotel. Okay? It's just for this beginning. So let's make an establishment here. Up to end of December 2023. It's okay for grandparents. Only if really needed. So they're gonna spend, you know, a few weeks there maybe, right? You know, so they sleep home, they're from those cities, right? Okay, so, but they are doing the railroad. No. Let's do end of July. Yeah, let's do end of July. They can sleep in a hotel, not after. Why? Because they have the whole day. If they have a lot of energy, they can study at night. you know, the organization, they can work the whole day. So they're gonna be building these railroad tracks, right? Okay, so at the end of the afternoon, they quickly come home with what's already built, and they go again next day, all right? Yeah, because, so until end of July. After end of July, grandparents sleep at their home every single day, okay? If the whole family gonna do something else, such as extract wood, you know, they are not doing railroad anymore, because after build the railroads already there, right? For 4 kilometers to start with. That's how far they're gonna go from this Eurasian railroad. All right, after building the railroad, that the adults, you know, gonna be in charge of doing extraction of the wood, right? Maybe the parents work at the school, the other one's gonna be working the wood, or the other way around. That's all right, okay? All right, so, and rocks, whichever it's possible. So we have some mountains here as well, you know, too, if they need, I don't know, because you see the desert here have different patches of different colors. So I don't know if they really need rocks, if they need really mountains, right, to be demolished for this reason. If it's not harmonious, that we are sure is for everywhere. But I don't need, because you see they have many different patches, you know, of colors, okay? But we don't see that much in Sahara. And we know this Sahara is known for huge dunes that move overnight. They move the wind. And we don't have much of this problem here because they have mountains, more mountains, I guess, right? But look, this is pure desert. Saudi Arabia is pure desert with rare exceptions of patches. It's another pattern. So this is going to be quicker, you know, because I believe they need less materials than here. But here's pure sand, pure sand. All right, my friends, let's get going. We'll see you soon.